Alright, welcome back guys. Today we're going to be doing another worm video, and as some of you guys may see, I am wearing my action camera on a chest mount. This way I'm able to give you guys a POV of everything that I'm doing. I don't have to touch it because my hands get dirty. So with this, I'll be able to record everything that I'm doing when I'm working with my worms. So let's go and check out how it looks like from the action camera's point of view. All right, so we can see from the phone that this is going to be the point of view that you guys are going to be getting. Yeah, I don't know. Great, so this is pretty much how my garage looks like. This is the shared driveway. That's my new bike. And here are the worms in all of these bins right here. So let's get started. First things first, gotta wear the gloves. Let's see which way is which. Okay, just have to take it out and do one by one. And I know everything in here looks like a mess, but it's never going to be clean if you're going to be working with worms. All right, so the first thing that we're going to be looking at is our worm tower, which is right here. Oh my god. All right, so we're going to open this up and see what we got. Okay, so the cocoa core top has fallen off, but it's okay. We can just put it back like so. And then you can see there's a couple of worms right here on top of the cocoa core, but that's okay. They'll go down. So right here we see that we have fresh bedding for them. So this is where the new feeding tray is going to be. I'm just going to be mixing this around right now. I don't see too many worms, but it is definitely wet enough for them. Yeah. So once we put the food in here, it'll probably drive the worms up. So let's see what we're going to be feeding them today. So we're just gonna make some space. And this is very wet, so this is the perfect environment for the worms. So here today we have a lot of different nice foods for them. So all of their favorites. It is some watermelon rinds and some overripe bananas that me and my fiance never got to. So they're going to have fun with that. So I just took these out of the freezer, the watermelons, and didn't have enough time to thaw out. So what we're going to do is we're going to give these guys one nice fresh banana and a couple of watermelon rinds. Just like that. And today is very hot, maybe like around 87 degrees here in New York. So with this, it will definitely cool down the bin. And we have about maybe 2,000 or I don't know, maybe 1,000 worms in here. So this is what they're going to be working on. So we also have to put in some dry bedding, just so it will soak up any of the excess juices from the feeding. And just like that, we are done with the first bin. And then we're just going to put this to the side, since we need to aerate the bottom bin. So there's some worms in here. I suppose I'll give them some food as well, and then wait for them and force them all the way to the top bin. So let's just go ahead and put a little bit of food in here. Just a couple, just so they'll follow the trace of food. Just like that. Doesn't have to be too much. All right. Then from here, we have just our inoculating trays on the bottom and everything. We can see that there's cardboard stuck onto the bottom because it's wet. That's good. So I'm just gonna scrape this off. So it is very dry down here, so but that's fine because any of the excess juice will come down here, and this is going to start inoculating this tray right here. And we don't see any worms in here. And then just look below, it is another dry inoculating tray. No moisture here at all, but once the water does build up, it will come down here. All right, so we're just gonna put it back. Just gonna level it up, level it out a little bit. And that is it. I'm gonna put this back, and that is, I am done with my worm tower. This thing fell off again, but all right, I'll just leave it down like that. All right, put it back. Oh. Sorry for the excessive grunting. I did leg day just a couple days ago, and first time in a long time, and it hurts a lot. So here we have our breeding bin. So it's pretty moist in here. A lot of this does seem ready, but I'm probably not going to be sifting out the worms and then putting the worms into another breeding bin. I'm probably just gonna make new bins as I get more worms, since I don't want to dry out the castings, put the worms through any kind of stress. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to sift out the worms and make another breeding bin. What I'm gonna do is just make another bin if I have a lot of worms. That way I don't stress out the worms when I sift them or when I dry out the bin, because they do like it wet. So I'm just going to keep the bin as is. If I see a lot of worms, I'll just divide it out and go and bring up the bin to population again. So here we're just going to line the bottom with some dry bedding. Sorry, I'm very much in pain. So we have that. I'm gonna give this bin a banana. And some watermelon. And we should be good just like that. So I'm not spending too much time on these worm bins. If they're still in the process of finishing up, we'll just let them be. We just gotta make sure to keep them fed. So we are done with one bin and we have about 12 more to go. Alright, so this one definitely started to go bad a little bit. Oh no, this one is just had some bedding on the bottom, but definitely got matted down, so it's starting to smell a little bit. Got some areas where the worms did not work through either, since I see some parts like lighter shade of brown than its surrounding. So this is where the coco coir is. So it's why it's important to mix these up. Don't let any areas start going bad. This one's very moist, so I'm probably gonna have to add some more bedding into here. So we're just gonna mix this in first, let it soak up any excess moisture, and this will also be food for them as well. It's probably so wet because it's humid in here. We have the plastic cover on it, and all the moisture from the frozen food we gave them last week started to build up. So, and it's going to be the same for the watermelons right here. So we're going to have to be sure to give this bin extra bedding, because we can see this is becoming very mud-like, and I don't like it like this. Very hard to sift when the time comes. these guys are eating good. So this bin, I believe, is the last time we went ahead and sifted all the cocoons out. You can see that there's still some worms in here. We wanted to bait them out and put them into the other bin. Let me see, did we just see some worms? We did see some little baby worms already right here. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So this bin, I'm just going to let it live out as another worm bin. So just mixing it up. Since there doesn't seem like a lot of bedding, I'll have to give this some bedding, but we can see that there's already a lot of good castings in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and fluff this up with some extra bedding. That's fine. All right, put some extra bedding on the bottom. Don't worry if you guys think I made this bin a little too dry. These watermelons will make it all better. Actually, there's not that many worms in here, so don't even need to give them that much. That should be fine. Oh, almost forgot to cover it up. Yep, and the same goes for this bin. Oh, this one smells really good. It's like fresh earth. But also, we're going to put some bedding in here. Let this one live out as a regular bin. Alright, doesn't seem like there's that many worms in here either, so just give them a couple of rinds. They should be good. Then for this one, I don't remember what this one was. Got something growing in here. Just pluck it up, put it down, and it will be food again. This is... oh, this probably came out of one of the layers in the vermi hut. So I'm just letting this dry out before sifting it. So still got a lot of worms in here. So while these guys are working on the last bits, I'm still going to need to feed them as this continues to dry out. So we will give them food. And by the next time we come back, the casting should be wet enough for us to handle. I mean, it should be dry enough for us to handle. and the worms should still be good as well. All right, good amount of worms in here, so that should be good. Oh, my back hurts. Oh. Yeah, oof. Got a lot of little baby worms in here because this was one of the last few worm nurseries that we did with all the cocoons. So these guys are starting to get bigger, and that is great. Yeah, we can see a lot of baby worms in here. So we need to give them more space, so we're going to fluff it up with some more bedding. All right. Oh, this is one soggy banana, but it's okay. They like it. Give him some extra watermelon because he needs to grow up nice and strong. So even though 12 worm bins do seem like a lot, actually not too bad to work with, except it is starting to hurt the back. Oh, this one has a lot of worms. You can see it just running through. Well, they're not running, they're crawling, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this bin looks really good. Again, we're going to add some more bedding. Okay. All right, so obviously this still very frozen. Okay, great. This should be enough for now. Just start breaking these up. Okay. Oof. Wow, my back is really starting to hurt. Okay, we got a lot of extra stuff growing here. These look like cucumber seeds, I do believe. Great. one looks really good. Maybe give it another 2 weeks before I can harvest this one. So, oops, just like that, making more of a mess. Okay, that was not bad. Let me give it some bedding. Alright, just give this one the bottom part because it does have a lot of moisture, and then we're going to put some more bedding on top. Just so we still want to have it prepared for harvesting. There is nothing in here. There's just some dried bedding, some really large particles that did not break down even after like a year. So unfortunately, there's some plastic bits in here. Some the shell of like a mangosteen. These things take forever to break down. Oh, strip my glove. So we'll leave that. Oh, this one's like one of those newer bins that we made. Got a lot of baby worms in here. Yeah, it's really hard to see because they're not full size, but I assure you they are there. Yeah, we can see. This one's still a new bin, so I'm just going to give them a lot of bedding. Just mix it in. This banana. Some watermelon. And we covered. Alright, so we are done with all of the red wriggler bins. All these bins had the red wrigglers. I'm just waiting for these babies to grow up. Now these bins here, 1, 2, we have the European nightcrawlers. So we're gonna get to the really big boys right now. So can see like there's a divot right here because this is where all the food was. We're just going to start mixing this up and see these really fat boys. Yeah. Got these really big ones. Yeah, this is a big one. Twice as large as the red wriggler. They eat through the food so fast. Just because they are bigger, they do require more food. But yeah, pretty much a majority of this bin is already castings. They just eat through everything just so fast. Like just the other day, I added bedding for them. I was already gone, so you just gotta add some more. I guess that's not enough bedding. I'm gonna add more. So that's good. Put these in here. Grab another handful in here. Just more watermelons. Bought a lot of food for them. All right, that should be good. This bin has all of them. Look at that. Some really thick worms. Perfect for fishing. I should give them some to my father-in-law. Whoa, this one is fat. So we're just gonna add some more bedding for these guys. Alright, so that should be good for my bins for a week and a half, or about 2 weeks, because they still have the bedding. Oh my god. And then whatever is left, I always give it to this bin. This bin has all of my what's it called, Indian blues and some red wrigglers mixed in here, and I'm currently drying them out just so I can start sifting it. But wow, you can see there is a ton of worms in here. So yeah, it took a lot of effort to like separate all of the Indian blues. Oops, all of the Indian blues from the other worm bins. But yeah, we can see these guys are very lively. Just going to mix these up. Wow, that's a big worm ball. Very squirmy. Yeah, there's just a lot of worm balls. These guys are very lively. All right, so this should be just about done to be sifted, but I don't have time right now, so they'll have to wait until next week to be sifted. In the meantime, they still have to be fed. So, just gonna dump the remaining things in here after I get some bedding. All right. All right, that should last them, and this should all be gone in 2 weeks, and then we'll just cover it up. These guys are happy and good to go. So that probably took about 30 minutes for me to go through all of my bins, and we are done with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, but before we go, we're just going to take a look at the outside garden really quick. Gross. Okay, all right, so let's go to our outside garden. You can see that, oh, I had this water running for the whole time. All right, let's just turn that off real quick. Okay. All right, so here we have all of our tomatoes in the raised bag, in the fabric bags with some of the drip, with water drip all in through all of them. And then this is our big pear tree that is growing kind of weird. I thought they would just grow like straight up, but it's kind of crooked and growing into each other, but should be okay. Yeah, the upper leaves don't look that good. If anybody knows what's wrong, please let me know. The lower leaves are fine, right? And then here we have the watermelon plant. We only planted one watermelon right there where there's like an empty space, and gave us all of this, and we just started having some watermelon. So this is one right here. This is the biggest one that's going along. I see another one that's like right here. There's another one right against the gate. But this one, just this morning, was only the size of my hand, but now it's about an inch bigger than that. So this is really exciting. This is my first time having watermelon. I planted watermelon. I don't know if you guys saw any of that. This is this watermelon right here. So that is an update on my backyard. Oh, then we have this one watermelon right here. Oh, God, again. And yeah, that should be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that worm video plus a backyard update. Everything here looks like a mess. Way too busy to take care of it, but they should be fine on their own. So if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next POV video. So one interesting thing that I tried this time when I was moving, when I was putting my worms back into the bin was after I finished sifting them, I put all of the worms and all of the larger pieces that didn't get through the 1/8 of an inch sifter back into this. I did not wet this side, but then I added new bedding here with the coco coir and the shredded paper, wetted this side, very heavily. So I wanted the worms from the old bin to migrate to the new part. And as you can see, it did work very well. We don't see that many worms in here when we dig through, and then when we come in through here, we're going to see that there is a lot of worms that did migrate through. So this took about a week and a half for all of these worms to migrate through, and I'm really happy with the migratory process. And I already checked the other bin that I did that with right here, and there is no worms left in here. So going forward, after I finish sifting the worms of the worm castings, I'm going to use this to migrate the worms from their old bedding into the new one.